Welcome to our channel where we delve deep into the fascinating universe of rare coins, jaw-dropping numismatic mysteries, and the hidden treasures that may be lying unnoticed in your pocket change. And today we bring you an astonishing tale that has electrified the coin collecting world. A story of how a humble-looking 1984 1-cent coin, seemingly just another in a vast sea of copper-plated pieces, has stunned collectors, investors, and enthusiasts by skyrocketing to an incredible value of $95 million, not because of precious metals or intentional rarity, but due to a remarkable combination of minting errors, mechanical mistakes, material anomalies, and historical context that together transformed it from common currency into one of the most valuable pennies in history. And as we peel back the layers of this extraordinary cent, you'll see how what appears to be a simple mistake can make the difference between a penny and a multi-million-dollar treasure. So settle in as we explore in immense detail every aspect of this rare marvel, starting from the very basics of its origin at the US Mint, where in 1980 for the standard Lincoln Memorial cent was produced in vast quantities, over 8.1 billion coins to be exact, and amidst that staggering number one coin emerged unlike any other. A piece so riddled with errors and minting anomalies that it defied every expectation and challenged the understanding of coin production standards. And this coin's story begins not just with one error but a cascade of compounding factors, starting with an extremely rare double die obverse, where due to a misalignment during the die creation process, the obverse die received a doubled impression of the design, leading to noticeable doubling in key elements like the date, the word liberty, and especially the phrase, "In God We Trust," with the letters exhibiting dramatic separation visible to the naked eye. A highly unusual and sought-after anomaly among collectors. But what makes this particular 1984 cent even more exceptional is that it didn't stop with just the doubled die, as further investigation revealed additional irregularities such as off-center striking, where the coin was not perfectly aligned between the dies during the strike, leading to a design that is shifted dramatically to one side with parts of the design cut off while the opposite rim shows an expanded blank area. And the striking itself was weak in some sections and overly pronounced in others, a telltale sign that the dies may have been worn out or improperly set. And adding to this already baffling situation is the presence of a rare planchette error where the coin was struck on an improperly prepared or foreign metal blank, giving the coin an unusual color tone and slightly incorrect weight, which not only points to a lapse in mint quality control but also adds to the uniqueness and intrigue of the coin, as collectors deeply value off-metal errors that show the wrong composition for a given year, especially when it's a one-off event. And further magnifying its significance is the presence of a clash mark anomaly where the die struck each other without a planchette in place, leaving ghost-like impressions of the reverse design on the obverse side and vice versa, a phenomenon that is incredibly rare and indicative of serious mishandling or die setting issues within the mint. And while these errors on their own would be enough to excite any collector, what truly catapulted this particular coin into the $95 million stratosphere was the fact that it combines all these errors into a single specimen, making it not just a coin with one or two anomalies but a comprehensive case study in minting failure that miraculously survived quality control and entered circulation unnoticed, until it was discovered decades later in a private collection where it had been sitting, unrecognized for its full value, in a box of old coins passed down through generations. And once experts got their hands on it, numismatists were astounded not only by the complexity and clarity of the errors but also by the coin's pristine condition despite its age, graded by an independent authority as Mint State 67 Red, a grade nearly unheard of for such era coins from that era. And this exceptional grade further amplified its value because high-grade era coins are exponentially rarer than circulated or damaged examples. And once the coin was authenticated and graded, it was presented at a high-profile numismatic auction where fervent bidding erupted almost immediately, with collectors and investors from around the globe recognizing its unparalleled significance. And by the time the final hammer fell, the price had soared past all expectations, closing at a staggering $95 million, shattering previous records for any era penny ever sold and cementing this 1984 cent's place in numismatic history. And beyond the dramatic auction scene lies the broader implications of this find, as it has sparked renewed interest in era coins from the 1980s, with collectors combing through their collections and bankrolls in hopes of finding similar treasures, and has also raised serious questions about the quality control standards and historical oversight at the US Mint during that period, prompting historians and numismatists to re-examine other coins from the same production year. And while minor double dies and off-center strikes have been documented for 1984 cents before, none have approached the layered complexity or flawless preservation of this particular piece, which stands as a one-of-a-kind anomaly that blends multiple major errors into one coin, including a strikingly unusual die break across Lincoln's bust, where a raised ridge of metal runs diagonally down his face like a lightning bolt, likely the result of a cracked die during production. And this die break has led some experts to nickname the coin the Lightning Lincoln, a title now widely used in coin circles and forums discussing this exceptional penny. And as if all this weren't enough, the coin also features reverse side anomalies where the columns of the Lincoln Memorial appear warped and distorted, with some leaning at strange angles, almost giving the illusion of motion or melting. And this effect is believed to result from a combination of die deterioration and improper striking pressure, both signs of a mint under stress or lacking adequate maintenance. And while these reverse distortions are subtle compared to the dramatic doubling and die breaks on the obverse, they nonetheless contribute to the overall uniqueness and reinforce the theory that this coin was produced under a perfect storm of minting failures. And further metallurgical analysis conducted using non-invasive techniques confirmed that the coin's surface contains microscopic inconsistencies in the copper plating, likely from uneven heating or contamination during the plating process, adding yet another layer of error that reinforces the coin's once-in-a-lifetime status. And to the trained eye, the coin's rim reveals signs of an improperly aligned collar die, resulting in a slightly elliptical shape and abnormal edge reading, subtle but unmistakable indicators of mint machinery malfunction. And when viewed under high magnification, the coin displays microscopic die polishing lines indicating that mint workers may have attempted to salvage or correct a flawed die but failed to prevent the multitude of errors. And all of this evidence together paints a picture of a coin born out of chaos, preserved by chance, and valued beyond measure by those who understand its true significance. And as the legend of the 1984 $95 million penny spreads, it continues to inspire hope among everyday coin collectors and treasure hunters, reminding us that even the most ordinary-looking pocket change may contain secrets of immense historical and monetary worth, and that the diligence to look closely, the patience to search, and the knowledge to recognize something special can one day transform a 1-cent piece into a multi-million-dollar legacy. And as this coin now rests in a high-security private collection, occasionally making appearances at prestigious exhibitions and museums, it serves as a monument to the marvels of numismatics and the endless possibilities that lie in the smallest of details, a living testament to the idea that true value is often hidden in plain sight, waiting for the right eyes to see it. Next 2018 D1 cent USA coin. We journey deep into the world of numismatics to uncover some of the most incredible, rare, and mind-blowingly valuable coins ever to pass through human hands. And today's episode is one you absolutely don't want to miss, as we unravel the unbelievable story behind a modern-day marvel, the 2018 D1 cent coin that has stunned collectors, shocked experts, and set the numismatic world ablaze by being valued at an extraordinary $35 million, a staggering amount for what many would assume is an ordinary Lincoln penny minted just a few short years ago. Yet this single coin's immense value is not due to gold, silver, or historical age, but rather a perfect storm of minting errors, anomalies, and freak manufacturing defects that aligned in such an incredibly rare way that this 1-cent piece has earned a place in the pantheon of legendary US coinage. And in today's deep dive, we'll unpack in meticulous detail every error, mistake, and possibility that transformed this 2018 D Lincoln penny from loose change into an irreplaceable collector's gem worth tens of millions, a coin that exemplifies how modern minting technology, despite all its precision and automation, can still produce utterly unique blunders that captivate the imagination of collectors across the globe. And to understand how this coin became so valuable, we need to first understand the context of the 2018 D penny's production, which took place at the Denver Mint, one of the most technologically advanced mints in the world, producing hundreds of millions of coins each year, and in 2018 alone, the Denver Mint produced well over 3 billion 1-cent coins bearing the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union Shield on the reverse, a design first introduced in 2010, and with such an enormous mintage, it would seem nearly impossible that a coin with such unprecedented value could emerge, but against all odds, one such coin did slip through the cracks of modern minting. Oversight, and this is where the story gets truly fascinating, because this particular 2018 D penny is not valuable due to a single minting error but rather due to a confluence of multiple rare and highly prized errors occurring simultaneously, beginning with a dramatic and unmistakable doubled die obverse, where key inscriptions such as "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 2018 exhibit significant doubling visible to the naked eye, with the doubling being so pronounced that some experts initially questioned whether it was genuine or the result of post-mint tampering, but after rigorous third-party analysis and confirmation from top numismatic authorities, it was verified as an authentic doubled die, with the doubling likely occurring due to a misalignment during the die creation process, where the hub impressed the die twice at slightly different angles, resulting in this striking visual effect. And while doubled dies alone can be highly collectible, this coin's journey to fame didn't stop there, as further examination revealed it was also struck on a transitional planchette, a leftover copper zinc composition planchette from a prior production run with a slightly different metallurgical makeup than standard 2018 cents, resulting in a slightly off color and unusual weight, and metallurgical testing confirmed trace anomalies in the composition, indicating that this coin had not only been struck in error but had been struck on the wrong material, an occurrence so rare that it elevates any affected coin to elite status. And still the story grows more compelling, as experts noted a remarkable off-center strike of approximately 20%, enough to displace Lincoln's profile and clip part of the lettering, creating a lopsided appearance that is both dramatic and visually captivating. And what's more, the strike pressure appeared to be inconsistent across the coin's surface, with areas of weak strike juxtaposed against deeply impressed elements, indicating possible die instability or machine miscalibration at the Denver Mint during that specific run. And as if that weren't enough to make the coin a numismatic anomaly, further microscopic inspection uncovered evidence of die clash marks on both the obverse and reverse, with ghost images of the reverse shield appearing faintly behind Lincoln's portrait, suggesting that the dies may have struck each other without a planchette in place, transferring parts of their design to one another and resulting in clashed dies, a rare phenomenon on modern coins due to strict quality controls. Yet here it appeared clearly and unmistakably. And then came the clincher, a retained cud error forming along the coin's upper rim, where a portion of the die broke off during production, causing metal to flow into the void and create a raised, malformed area along the coin's edge, a textbook example of a cud but in this case perfectly preserved and unusually large, and such retained cud errors are highly prized by error coin specialists due to their rarity and unpredictability, and combining that with the already significant doubled die, off-center strike, clash dies, and transitional planchette error makes this particular 2018 D cent a veritable treasure trove of anomalies, with each error compounding the value of the next. And as if the technical anomalies weren't enough, the coin's pristine condition pushed its value to new heights, as it was later submitted to a major grading service, where it received an MS-68 road designation, nearly unheard of for error coins with such dramatic flaws, and its nearly flawless surfaces, vibrant red luster, and untouched mint sheen suggested it had been carefully preserved from the moment it left the mint, never exposed to circulation, and stored in a way that protected its integrity until its remarkable errors were eventually noticed and verified by top-tier experts. And once the coin's significance became known, it became the subject of heated discussions in numismatic forums, YouTube channels, collector communities, and high-end auction houses, with speculation swirling about its origins, the extent of its rarity, and how such a complex and multi-layered era coin could have evaded detection in the minting process. And when the coin finally went up for auction at a high-profile numismatic event attended by elite collectors and investors from around the world, bidding quickly escalated as each participant recognized that this was not just a valuable era coin but a once-in-a-lifetime convergence of minting mistakes, historical relevance, and modern-day rarity. And by the time the auction concluded, the final hammer price had reached a jaw-dropping $35 million, setting records not only for the most valuable 2018 cent ever sold but also for one of the highest amounts ever paid for any era coin in the history of numismatics. And today this coin is housed in a private collection, rarely displayed and heavily insured. Its story shared as a legend among coin dealers and hobbyists who continue to hope that perhaps lightning might strike twice and they too might uncover a forgotten cent that holds unimaginable value. And as more collectors now turn their attention to inspecting 2018 D pennies, scouring rolls, jars, and old collections with magnifying glasses and scales in hand, the broader significance of this coin continues to grow, serving as a reminder that modern coins are far from boring or mundane and that, even in the era of machines and automation, remarkable human errors and equipment failures can produce breathtakingly rare results. And while no other 2018 D penny has come close to matching the incredible constellation of errors found on this $35 million specimen, it has ignited a frenzy of interest in post-2010 Shield cents, with collectors more eager than ever to discover rare doubled dies, transitional planches, and off-center strikes, and the coin has also sparked deeper investigations into mint production processes, with researchers analyzing how such an array of mistakes could align in a single coin despite supposedly strict mint protocols. And the theories are many, ranging from equipment calibration lapses and die rotation shifts to planchette mixing errors during transitions between metal stock. But regardless of how it happened, the fact remains that this one penny, a coin meant to be ordinary, produced in the billions, and dismissed as spare change, rose through a series of improbable minting mistakes to become a multi-million-dollar icon. And its journey is not just about value but also about possibility, about the idea that anything, no matter how small, simple, or overlooked, can carry hidden worth beyond imagination. And in this way, the 2018 D1 cent coin reminds us all that discovery is often a matter of paying attention, of looking closer, of knowing what others miss, and that somewhere out there, in a forgotten drawer or overlooked coin roll, another extraordinary piece may be waiting, a coin that defies the odds and becomes part of numismatic legend, just like the 2018 D penny that took the world by storm and changed how we see the most unassuming piece of currency in our pockets forever. Last 2005 D1 cent USA coin. Today, prepare to be amazed because we are diving deep into one of the most incredible, jaw-dropping stories in modern numismatics history, the story of the 2005 D1 cent coin. A penny that looks like any other at first glance but hides secrets that have made collectors and investors scramble with enthusiasm and determination to get their hands on it. A coin so unique and riddled with unexpected flaws that its value has skyrocketed beyond belief to a staggering $65 million. And as unbelievable as it sounds, the truth lies in the details, the errors, the mishaps, and the rare minting anomalies that transformed an ordinary Denver-minted 2005 penny into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure that rewrites the rules of coin collecting. So whether you're a seasoned collector, a casual enthusiast, or someone just curious about how a 1-cent piece can end up being worth more than a mansion, This is a story you don't want to miss because the 2005 D penny has become a legend due to a combination of multiple rare and almost impossible to replicate errors, starting with a dramatic double die obverse that shows extreme doubling on Lincoln's eye, nose, mouth, and the date, which gives the coin an almost ghost-like shimmer under light. And this doubling, unlike common double dies, is so misaligned yet crisp that it has been classified by experts as one of the strongest and rarest varieties ever seen on a modern coin, followed by the shocking discovery of an off-center strike measuring over 65%. Which not only displaces Lincoln's portrait dramatically but also results in an incomplete rim, and the coin still retains its date and mint mark, which is a crucial factor that significantly increases its desirability. And then there's the wrong planchette error, where several specimens of the 2005 D cent were mistakenly struck on foreign coin blanks, likely intended for coins from other countries such as a 10-cent euro or even aluminum planchets meant for tokens, leading to drastic differences in weight, coloration, and diameter, which makes these coins instantly stand out under close inspection, and many of them passed through circulation unnoticed until sharp-eyed collectors began to realize that something was seriously off. And as more of these strange variations began surfacing, experts and third-party grading companies like PCGS and NGC began documenting and certifying them, lending legitimacy to the growing belief that a major minting disaster had occurred in Denver that year. And to add even more intrigue, some of the coins were discovered to have a missing clad layer on one side, exposing the zinc core and giving a stark contrast between the copper-colored and silver-toned sides, essentially creating a two-tone penny that visually stuns anyone who sees it. And this layer separation is rarely seen on modern pennies to such a dramatic extent, particularly when it's combined with other errors. And to make the story even richer, certain 2005 D cents exhibit a brokerage error, where one side of the coin shows a mirror-like reversed image of the opposite side due to being struck against another coin instead of the die, creating a truly spectacular appearance that is both rare and beautiful. And even more exceptionally, there are examples of the 2005 D with die clash marks, sharp outlines of design elements from the opposing die imprinted where they shouldn't be, revealing elements of Lincoln's bust appearing faintly on the reverse near the Lincoln Memorial and outlines of the memorial faintly bleeding into the fields around Lincoln on the obverse, a sign of excessive pressure and poor die maintenance that numismatists love to analyze. And as if all of that weren't enough, perhaps the most valuable specimen of them all is a 2005 D cent that combines at least three of the aforementioned errors: a strong double die obverse, an off-center strike, and a wrong planchette, creating a triple error coin so rare and distinctive that it has no exact duplicate, making it one of a kind and placing its value well into the multi-million-dollar range. And what's truly fascinating is the way collectors have driven the value higher and higher through high-profile auctions, bidding wars, and the desire to own what is essentially a minting accident frozen in time, a piece of American history that was never meant to exist. And in a market where provenance and uniqueness mean everything, this coin has become a celebrity, frequently featured in numismatic publications, studied in academic journals on minting technology, and the subject of hours-long discussions on collector forums, YouTube videos, and Reddit threads where users debate over authenticity, pricing, and sightings of new examples. And this penny isn't just a valuable coin, it's a mystery that keeps growing as more layers are uncovered, like coins with die rotation errors where the obverse and reverse are misaligned by up to 180 degrees, or machine doubling that gives the illusion of doubling but lacks the sharp split lines of a true double die, yet still confuses even seasoned graders when combined with other legitimate errors. And we also have specimens with misaligned dies that result in a ghosting effect across the coin's surface, making Lincoln's image appear stretched or deformed, giving the coin an eerie appearance that makes it look like a melted hologram. And then there's the fascinating theory surrounding die deterioration. Doubling in these coins where repeated usage of old dies led to mushy, bloated details, particularly in Lincoln's Here and the lettering of Liberty and In God We Trust, which, when seen in tandem with doubling or off-center strikes, give a compounded effect that makes these coins look radically different from their error-free counterparts, and some error coins from 2005. D have even shown signs of lamination errors where parts of the metal flake or peel away, revealing internal imperfections and adding yet another layer of uniqueness to the coin. And among all these wild errors, the fact that many of these coins entered regular circulation makes them legendary because they were overlooked for years, passed from hand to hand in grocery stores, gas stations, and lunch counters before someone finally realized that what they were holding wasn't just spare change but a multi-million-dollar anomaly. And these discoveries have sparked a resurgence in penny hunting, with people examining every 2005 D cent they can find, looking for the telltale signs of doubling, misalignment, discoloration, weight discrepancies, or structural abnormalities that might mark their penny as part of the elite few. And stories have emerged of lucky individuals who found these coins in coin rolls purchased from banks, or stashed in old jars passed down from relatives. And when authenticated and sold through major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, these coins have fetched prices ranging from 5 figures all the way up to the incredible $65 million valuation placed on the rarest and most error-filled example, a coin so deeply flawed yet perfectly preserved that it has become the crown jewel of modern Lincoln cents. And collectors know that these values aren't just speculative, the prices reflect the genuine rarity, the extraordinary series of errors, and the incredible demand driven by the coin's mystique. And for educational institutions, this coin serves as a case study in how small imperfections in a complex industrial process can lead to unintended masterpieces, and for historians, it provides a glimpse into the challenges the US Mint faced during a time of high coin production volume and equipment wear. And for collectors, it is the ultimate prize, something that rewards patience, attention to detail, and an unrelenting curiosity. And the story of the 2005 D penny continues to evolve as new variations and anomalies are reported every year, with each new discovery adding to the lore and boosting the collective value of this already astronomical coin. And there are even rumors of a specimen exhibiting a quadruple strike, a coin that was struck 4 separate times with partial rotation between each strike, resulting in a truly psychedelic swirl of design layers, though such a coin has not yet been officially verified. But if found, it could potentially surpass even the $65 million benchmark due to its incomprehensible rarity, and so this humble cent has transcended its intended purpose as a monetary tool and become a canvas of numismatic curiosity, a monument to error, a symbol of the beauty in imperfection, and a holy grail that continues to astonish experts, dazzle collectors, and inspire countless treasure hunters who dream of finding their own fortune tucked away in a pocketful of change, proving that in the world of rare coins, anything is possible and even a penny can hold a story worth millions.